Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, September 11, 2025. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. Stakeholders in the tourism industry will have the opportunity to participate in a one-day national conference aimed at assessing the current state and future direction of tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The conference, scheduled for Monday, September 16th, will take place at the Methodist Church Hall under the theme Strength in Unity, Advancing the Vincentian Visitor Experience. Dr. Tamira Brown, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, highlighted the importance of engaging all stakeholders across the sector, noting that there are numerous opportunities available within the tourism industry that many may not be aware of.
Recognize that tourism is really an essential economic pillar for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we want to ensure that there's that collaboration. All the different arms know what is happening in the industry, where the opportunities are, what opportunities exist, how they can get on board, whether it is for us to enhance the visitor experience or also to develop livelihoods, sustainable livelihoods for persons. I think the theme this year is very important because when we work together, we really achieve more. I think that every interaction from arrival at our airports and ports to the service in our hotels, our Airbnbs, the restaurants, the taxis, the attractions, all of this is extremely important in ensuring that there is a memorable Vincentian experience. And it really forms part of the visitors' story when they come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and they interact with several persons.
The event is expected to feature presentations and panel discussions from tourism experts across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Caribbean region, and internationally. These sessions will focus on areas such as product development, marketing strategies, community engagement, youth inclusion, and the future of air and sea connectivity. Dr. Brown emphasized that the conference is open to all who are interested in the growth of the industry, stating that it offers the Ministry of Tourism and the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Tourism Authority a valuable insight into the needs, concerns, and expectations of stakeholders.
We'll be looking at collaborations. One of the things that we are looking at right now is an Adopt a Site initiative with various partners who have expressed interest in adopting sites ahead of the tourism season. We have also had opportunities where we would share on concessions, which is really an important pillar, and many persons are not yet aware of all the concessions that are available if they're interested in enhancing the Vincentian visitor experience in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There's also going to be scope for how can our cultural components be integrated to ensure that persons have a truly immersive experience when they come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And across the panels, we would have several experts. Locally, we'd have regional and international panelists as well, who would present and share different insights that we can all benefit from. We think that this is an important networking opportunity as well, so persons know where the linkages are, persons know better how to collaborate to get certain things done.
Expected participants include tourism counselors, government officials, airline representatives, hoteliers, tour operators, community leaders, and youth representatives. Their involvement is crucial to fostering collaboration and building a united vision for the future of the local tourism industry. And with high anticipation surrounding the upcoming tourism conference scheduled for next Monday and hosted by the Ministry of Tourism in collaboration with the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Tourism Authority, one key agenda item will be the discussion of the proposed vending bill with authorities and stakeholders. As part of ongoing consultations on the bill, beach and coastal vendors are being invited to attend the conference to share their input on proposed regulations governing vending activities in tourism designated areas. Chief Executive Officer of the SVG Tourism Authority, Anik Mack, emphasized that in order to maintain order and professionalism on the nation's beaches, especially with the upcoming cruise tourism season, proper regulations must be implemented.
Our discussion, but it's a presentation of the vending bill. our tourism product is growing, and especially our cruise product. And we must make sure that we put the necessary um, provisions in place to ensure that when persons go to the beach and go to enjoy the beach, that there's some degree of regulation and uniformity in how we do this. Yes. Well, vending in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I think it's under the Town Country Act, is illegal. All right. However, persons do vend on the beach, and people have been vending on the beach for the longest while. So this will now bring in place an act that will regulate that, where certain beaches you will be allowed to vend. And of course, the authority that will be managing that will be national parks. So, I mean, basically, yeah, that's to just regulate.
Mark also highlighted that the future of tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is promising and evolving steadily, making a broad stakeholder input essential. She said while many key stakeholders will be making contributions, they are also placing strong focus on youth engagement, ensuring that young people have their say in shaping the industry's future.
We want to hear what our youths, their ideas, or their thoughts on the tourism sector in St. Vincent and Grenadines. And the youths always come up with some very innovative ideas, and we would love to hear from them. So there's an entire session, also another panel where we will hear from our youths, where they will make presentation and also field questions from the audience. Tourism product, especially our cruise tourism, it is growing. Right? I mean, it's exponentially, it's growing. So we want to make sure that when persons come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that they do have an enjoyable trip. And it's not just about coming to St. Vincent for one day. We want to be able to convert these passengers to come back to St. Vincent and the Grenadines on long stay holidays.
As part of the conference, the Minister of Tourism is expected to deliver a comprehensive report and keynote address on the current state of tourism in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In addition, there will be 4 separate panel discussions featuring expert panelists who will present on topics critical to the growth and sustainability of the tourism sector. In other local news now, we hear that Deputy Prime Minister Montgomery Daniel has dismissed a recent claim circulating on social media suggesting that he was ill and hospitalized. Speaking on NBC Radio yesterday, Minister Daniel addressed the issue directly, revealing that he first became aware of the false claims while on an overseas visit. The rumors are not true, he stated firmly, assuring the public that there is no cause for concern regarding his health.
Morning, Saturday the 6th of September, at about 7:30 a.m. I was at the JFK airport in the great United States of America, and as I checked my phone, I saw a posting that says that Montgomery Daniel is sick and is in the hospital, and I further read that this post was as a result of comments made by Major Sinclair Leacock at our St. George constituency meeting on the Friday night before the Saturday morning. That is Friday, the 5th of September. The post, as I read it, stated it emphatically that I was in the hospital and I was sick, and that he further wanted to wish me well. Well, as the Deputy Prime Minister acting, I want the nation to know that I am not sick, and I have not been hospitalized over the past months.
Daniel emphasized that he is in excellent health, which has allowed him to continue carrying out his duties as a senior member of government. Noting that he is in perfect health, Minister Daniel said the misinformation caused unnecessary worry, especially among his family members.
The last time I was hospitalized was 2 years ago, when I was attacked by a sciatic nerve problem, where I sought treatment and cure. At this present time, I'm well, and that I'm very sound in my mind. I believe that Mr. Leacock must have been misinformed. I believe that he truly did not reflect on his comments before he would have spoken those words, or whether or not these comments were made for political mischief. I'm not sure. But you would imagine that many of my relatives and friends, having heard that news, of course, that they called, they WhatsApp as to my condition, as to where I was. When these things do happen, of course, it sets an alarm, it sets off, things like these. And so
the Unity Labour Party candidate for the Southern Grenadines, Siobhan Stewart, has emphasized the urgent need for cabinet-level representation if the constituency is to experience meaningful and sustained development. Speaking on Star Radio's Street Breed program, Stewart argued that without a voice at the cabinet table, the concerns of the Southern Grenadines will continue to be overlooked. She stressed that effective representation is key to delivering what residents need for progress in the area, which is what she is offering.
But I was mindful that the person who was there was on the ULP ticket was not the elected person.
Right.
He's not the representative of the Southern Grenadines. So he doesn't sit in cabinet.
Right.
And the fact that he has run several times and have not been successful, it said to me that for some reason that's not who they wanted. So let's try somebody else,
right,
because we need, in order to get what we want in the Southern Grenadines, we need that representation in cabinet.
Right. Okay.
So let's make a switch and present a different candidate and see if it becomes more appealing to the constituent.
Highlighting long-standing concerns of the Southern Grenadines, including infrastructure, healthcare access, and economic opportunity, Stewart maintained that the area requires stronger advocacy at the highest levels of government.
The constituents, the country is divided up into constituencies,
right,
and there's a representative. Your representative need to sit in cabinet.
Right.
That is where the conversation is held. I tell the people in the Southern Grenadines, Parliament, when you go to cabinet, they decide, we have $5 million, we decide this is how we're going to break it up. When we go to Parliament, they come to tell us how it has been broken up.
Right.
So we need to have a seat in cabinet where it is being broken up. For us.
She also pointed to her professional background in healthcare as evidence of her ability to lead and implement change.
Expanded services, it has grown. With my roots being in the Grenadines, for the last couple of years before making this decision, I've gone to the Grenadines, the Southern Grenadines, and I have felt like we need some growing. We need to grow down there. Okay. And I know my personality. That, like they used to tell me in health, once I want it, I know how to fight for it, I know how to make it happen. So I wanted to use that same energy, that same sort of personality, and to make things happen in the Grenadines, to help to push the Grenadines forward.
In the upcoming general election, Stewart will be facing off with the incumbent Dr. Terence Oliver of the opposition New Democratic Party. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force convened a meeting yesterday between the High Command and the general membership to hear and address concerns raised by members of the public. According to a statement from the Public Relations and Complaints Department, the community's voice informed the discussion.
It's clear. We have listened, we understand the concerns, and we are acting within the law to strengthen trust. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force serves every person in St. Vincent and the Grenadines under a single standard. Professional policing anchored in respect, restraint, and the rule of law. Our conduct is measured by the dignity we afford each person and by the necessary, lawful, and proportionate means we use to achieve legitimate objectives. To those who have been distressed by the recent encounters, we regret the hurt you experienced. If you wish to lodge a complaint, request clarification, or speak with an investigator, please contact the Public Relations and Complaints Department at 485-6891 or visit any police station. You will be received with respect.
Pointing out that public safety is a partnership, the statement said the SVG-PF will continue to engage communities, civil society and stakeholders across the country with the shared aim of safer streets and stronger confidence in lawful policing.
In the words of the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Enville Williams, and I quote, "The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force upholds the law without favor and protects the right of all. We are listening, we are responsive to the concerns raised, and we are determined to provide a professional service worthy of the confidence of the Vincentian public."
And Commandant of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Auxiliary Police Force, Michael Charles, has emphasized the critical role the unit plays in supporting national law enforcement and maintaining public safety. Speaking on the functions and significance of the auxiliary unit, Charles explained that the force serves as a support arm of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, providing essential manpower and assistance in carrying out day-to-day policing duties.
The Auxiliary Police Force, it is governed by the Police Act, Chapter 391. Section 55 deals with the Auxiliary Police Force. And the Auxiliary Police Force is basically there to assist the general police when they need extra duties in terms of training. And a member of the auxiliary police force, any member can be called out for duty by the Commissioner of Police. Although I'm the commandant, the Commissioner of Police is the overall head of the auxiliary. He's in charge of all the forces in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Charles made it clear that auxiliary officers are held to the same standards as regular police officers, both in conduct and in their duties.
Well, the auxiliary police officers, as they say, they have the powers of arrest. Same powers as any ordinary police officer. The benefits, they go to hospital, get free medicals and so on, the same benefits and so on. So it's just that they're auxiliary police officers and not general officers. From time to time, a person is transferred, if you want to say, promoted from the auxiliary to the police force. And I can tell you, we have some auxiliary officers. They are more respected than some police.
In discussing the operational strength of the force, Charles also highlighted the importance of continuous training and professional development. He said they conduct specialized programs regularly to ensure that officers are well equipped with the knowledge and skills they need to carry out their duties effectively.
Unfortunately, they don't start at the police training school, but we have training Monday, Tuesdays, and Saturdays. Mondays is usually rifle drills. Tuesdays, foot and arm drill, and Saturdays we do book walks and so on to teach people about the law and so on. That's basically it. But training is ongoing. We don't stop training.